health. While people are competing against each other, they are always under pressure, stressed, and stress leads to health issues such as the rise in blood sugar, hypertension, heart attacks, increasing the level of fatty acids, and that's not all. Once, the Cooperative Learning Center took a statistical look at competitive hockey players. The study examined the relationship between cooperation and competition, and mental and physical health. The center evaluated 57 semi-professional ice hockey players trying out for the 1980 Olympic team. Using sophisticated personality measures and social interaction scale, the researchers found that cooperation does much more than help people to get along. In this study, the more cooperative individuals were better adjusted psychologically and physically healthier than their more competitive colleagues. It seems that competition, or the constant feeling that you have to work against something, has unhealthy physical side effects. Cooperation and other pro-social behaviors tend to have positive side effects.
Thank you, my dear opponent. That was a very interesting speech. However, I do have some issues with it, and I'd like to present them right now. Well, first of all, your value is positive atmosphere, and your criterion is well-being. While that may sound good, I say that that's not really realistic, because nowadays people, well, all people don't live in a positive atmosphere. For example, people in Africa don't. And, well, not all of them can say that they're very happy with their well-being as well. And I know that may actually sound cruel for me, but that's just a reality of the world. It happens. And unfortunately, modern sociologists haven't yet figured out a way out of that problem. So it is an existing problem that kind of prevents you from connecting your criterion and your value there. Then I'd like to point out that my opponent has stated that A, competition cannot be a path to victory, and B, that it makes no sense to compete alone. Yes, these are exact quotes. As I asked a question about elections, well, the whole point of... Okay, let's take an American election. It happened just recently, and I mean, right, it was about two people competing with each other alone, and I mean, there was a victor, obviously, and while I agree that maybe it didn't make much sense, it still happened. Then I'd like to point out that you said that competition cannot exist, competition cannot exist without cooperation. However, as I have proved with historical examples, this is the other way around. And you haven't really given any historical example, and as I said in the cross-examination, I welcome you to give me a historical example of cooperation without competition. And about the projects, this is still a competition. Maybe not exactly like where they make two people argue, like a debate, by the way, which is a competition, but more like a competition against yourself, a competition against what is expected of you, a competition against the standard. Those are competitions too, because if we go back to the definition of competition, this is the activities of people who are trying to get something that other people also want. And basically, this can be interpreted in many ways, not only exactly fighting with another person. Then I'd like to address your contentions. Well, you said that competition can lead to bloodshed. That was happened, but they are not healthy competition. Okay, I do not.
Your speech was really interesting. So in cross-examination, you asked me a question that I unfortunately didn't have time to answer. Well, I'll answer it right now. What is the connection with my? What is the connection between my contentions and my value, and my criterion and my value? Well, my first contention is social skills. And I think that there is no way that we can argue that if we have social skills, that will make a positive atmosphere around that. Because if we have some social skills such as commitment, and if we can commit, and if we can go and take something with the group, if we have those social skills such as communication, trust building, like this, our society will develop. And this is basically a positive atmosphere when you know what to do when you're working in a group. My second contention is help from your partner. I don't have to even say anything about this. Of course, if you know that there's someone who you can rely on, you have a positive atmosphere around you. And
the contention, you talked about health. Well, healthcare is improved by competition, because healthcare and medicine is an industry like any other. Thank you.
Cooperation provides us with a shelter, and by this I'm talking also about some health issues. We need a shelter to feel good, and that's what cooperation provides us with. So we always have to stick to cooperation, because this is something that makes our society better, and that improves our society, and makes our progress. This is what we need to make a progress. Thank you.